Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, and Ba'ashim HaKadash. Shalom to the elect and the remnant of the children of Israel. My name is Brother Daniel Allah from the prophets in Babylon. Double honors to the teachers and head apostles of the great millstone of well. Peace and salutations to the Akim. I'm pushing out this work with true sincerity. Also, barakatah to the Aqua for listening as well. Montgomery County, mom accused of abandoning two young children home alone for nearly 2 months. Montgomery County, mom accused of abandoning two young children home alone for nearly 2 months. This is ABC News 13, and the article came Thursday, February 9th, all right, of last week. So let's play the video. Give it a moment.
Police in two different Montgomery County mother is wanted by police in 2 different states tonight after investigators say her 2 young children were found in deplorable living conditions.
The 12 and 3-year-old were left alone to fend for themselves for nearly 2 months. ABC 13's Brooke Taylor is live outside the home where all of this happened. Brooke?
Yeah, all of this really hard to believe. Now, the mom left about a few months ago, but they moved into this home a year ago, and the children were never enrolled in school in Texas. So officials tell me it was really easy for all of this to just go unnoticed. Inside this home, a nightmare for 2 young children, 12 and 3 years old. Roman Forest Police Chief Stephen Carlisle says they were abandoned for nearly 2 months.
There was no food in the house. Everything was empty. There was some dry beans and some spices is about it.
Their mother, Raven Yates, left them in late September, he says. There's been a warrant out for her arrest since December. Investigators say the 12-year-old never told anyone because she was threatened by what might happen to her little brother. They have different fathers.
And she was afraid that her father was going to take her and leaving the 3-year-old by himself.
Fearful, she obeyed. She'd call her father, saying mom was working and he would send food. According to police, he's a music producer in California. He called police once family members spotted Yates in Mobile, Alabama, where she's from, without her kids.
When he got a call from his ex-mother-in-law and they put 2 and 2 together, he called the first plane over here.
Investigators shocked to see how they were living.
The officers checked the bedroom of the children and discovered heavy urine odor coming from the 3-year-old's bed.
Yates continues to be active on social media, posting to her thousands of followers as investigators work with Mobile police to arrest the 31-year-old's mom. She's wanted on 2 counts of abandoning or endangering a child without intent to return. She hasn't responded to our messages.
A 12-year-old cannot take care of a 3-year-old for a long period of time. It's dangerous, especially over a month and a half. It's dangerous, it's irresponsible of the parent.
Now, Yates also has a 14-year-old girl. She was reported as a runaway around the same time when police say she left the younger children. Tonight, though, police tell me all 3 children have been reunited. They are safe, and they are with a family member in Alabama. We are live in New Caney. I'm Brooke Taylor, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
So I came across this article on Instagram, and then I went on Google to try to find the story. And out of nowhere, it popped up on my feed automatically. So that's the spirit. So, and this precept popped up. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones. The daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. And that is the condition of our women, all right, of this today's world. all right, mainly in Babylon the Great, America, all right. There's a lot of single mothers. Not every single mother treats their children this way, but there's been many stories where women who are so-called Instagram famous or have a OnlyFans and prostitute themselves, or even women just prostituting themselves in general. Now, I'm not talking about every single woman who is a single mother, but I'm talking about how there's women out there that have children that mistreat the children. All right. And that's a part of the curses, man, of Deuteronomy 28, which I will try to find in this class. So this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast they give suck to their young ones. You know, so you see the animals of the animal kingdom, they draw out their breast to their young ones. Yes, the daughter of my people is become cruel. All right. So the daughters of Zion, all right, the daughters of Yasharallah, Israel, has become cruel, which is true, you know, because they have power on their side. A woman shall compass a man, you know, that another precept, that your wife shall be a harlot in the streets. You know, like the list goes on about the woman, about the wicked woman. Now, there's the woman and there's the wicked woman. OK. And then in this context, it's talking about the wicked woman of the daughters of Zion. OK. The daughter of my people has become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. And if you watch videos of ostriches, they're very, you know, rough creatures, big birds, you know, like that stand-up comedy with Kevin Hart, talking about how he messed with an ostrich and he was driving in the car and that same ostrich that he hit was running beside the car. You know what I'm saying? It was a stand-up. I think it's called Grown Little Man. And he was talking about how the same ostrich that he hit was the same ostrich that was chasing after him in a vehicle, you know, running 30 miles per hour. You know, the head of the ostrich was looking at him, but the ostrich wasn't looking at anything that was in front of him. It wasn't looking at the things that was in front of him. He was only looking at Kevin Hart, and it was still running like 30, 40 miles per hour. That ostrich wanted all the smoke from Kevin Hart. Like that's how cruel these animals are. And our women are compared to those birds, those ostriches. Okay? What you're seeing here on this video, how she abandoned 2 of her children. All right? She abandoned 2 of her children for some dumb reason of probably social media status. Like, I think she wanted to go live her life, you know? You know, like I said, there's been so many cases and stories of women just leaving their children just so they can go back to partying. You know, that father figure isn't there to hold it down at the house. Or there could have been a father figure in the house, but she decided to get rid of the baby's father, or she probably don't want to have a man, and she'll do things in her own will and not take care of the children, you know, and things like this happen, man. Sometimes the stories of single mothers killing their children and killing themselves, or throwing babies in the trash can, man. And that was well known, like back then, and all the way to now. But today, they just probably just kill the child, or just drop out, or just drop off the child at some fire department or police department and just walk away. You know, But I see there's an article. I'm going to read this article real quick, and then we're going to grab the word ostrich from the blue letter. So the article says, a mother is wanted by Roman forest police, accused of abandoning her 2 children and leaving them alone in deplorable conditions with very little food for nearly 2 months. According to Roman Forest Police Chief Raven Yates, 31, left her 12-year-old daughter and 3-year-old son alone at their home in the 2000 block of Maplewood Ridge Drive. Yates reportedly left in late September, and it was not until nearly 2 months later that the children were discovered alone. No food in the house. Everything was empty, Chief Stephen Carlisle said. There were some dried beans and spices. That was it. Yeah, so they're pretty much repeating what the video said. Okay? So this is the mind of these women of these last days, and they're going to pay for that, man. You know, like these women with the same type of energy that treat the children like in a very terrible way. You know, that's why the children end up being the way they are, because they're raised by the woman. And I remember I was listening to a podcast of Fresh and Fit. They were talking about how that most men who are in prison today is because of single mothers in the house, you know, and they like they were comparing the single mother and the single father, as and they had facts to where a single father is the better parent than a single mother, you know. Like one day I'm gonna find that that clip where they dropped I'm gonna find that clip where that they're talking about that, how the single father raises the children better than a single mother. You know, that's why, the children who's raised by their single mother, not not every single mother, but some of these single mothers who be raising their children, or most, their children end up being in jail or in prison or 6 feet under, like end up getting deleted by somebody, you know? I'm going to read the precept again, then I'm going to bring out the blue letter, and we're going to end it on that. So this is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 3. Even the sea monsters draw out the breast. They give suck to their young ones, that the daughter of my people is become cruel, like the ostriches in the wilderness. Okay? Let me get ostrich. Now, I'm going to try to grab that Deuteronomy 28. Slakia. So this is ostrich H3283 Yain or Ya'ain. It just says ostrich or ceremonially an unclean animal. But here's the point. In this context, it's talking about, it's talking about of the female. I'm gonna go right here, and there it is use of the female ostrich. So it's comparing to the female ostrich. Like I tell certain, certain people who talk about animals, like the female animal is always more aggressive than the male for some reason, All right. So the animal, in the animal kingdom, like the females are more aggressive than the males sometimes. So in that context, it's talking about a female ostrich in Lamentations 4 and 3. Now let me grab Deuteronomy 28. Right here. Deuteronomy 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not avenge you to set the sole of her foot upon the ground of the delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward her husband of the bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and toward her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things secretly in the siege and straitness, wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in thy gates. So back then, the majority of our women were tender and delicate, right? They were tender and delicate, So they were very sweet, which would not avenge you to set the sole of her foot upon the ground of delicateness and tenderness. But this is the curse: her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet. So, so this is the energy that our women in right now, man. You see most of these single women, being glorified, being very prideful, and I've met so many single mothers who didn't really take care of their children. I've met them, I met them type of women who didn't care about their child like the way they did, Hopefully they changed. Hopefully they changed their ways, man. But I seen it all, man. But Lord's will, man, that we get out of here soon, man. So because because the kingdom needs to come, so all these things can end. That our people can be restored in righteousness. So we, so we don't have to go through this, this wicked phase of this condition, man, of our people being submerged in wickedness, and treating their own kin with evil, But I'm going to end it on that. I hope this class was edifying to the elect. Kahala, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahshai, Ba'ashim Kakadash. Till next time I say, Shalom.